Denmark is now preparing for a possible military conflict with the United States. Denmark is taking Donald Trump's threats very seriously, and they're focused on protecting against an invasion of Greenland by the United States of America. They're pouring billions of dollars into military defense systems in Greenland to protect against an invasion by the United States. Also, the Prime Minister of Denmark is meeting with the European Union to also work with them on a military collaboration to prevent an American invasion and to guard against American military forces that Donald Trump may try to use to strike at Denmark. The fact that I'm even reporting this would seem unfathomable in another period of time. But remember what I reported last week, where we were learning about Trump's call with the Prime Minister of Denmark, where Donald Trump said, "Give it to me. I'm taking it from you. It belongs to me," referring to Greenland, to which the Prime Minister of Denmark says, "No, we are not doing that. That is part of the Kingdom of Denmark. You don't get Greenland." To which Donald Trump basically said, "Well, then watch what I do." This was described as a horrific phone call. My reenactment right there is probably not doing it justice, just how much Donald Trump threatened Denmark, but their actions are speaking loud as they are preparing for a potential invasion by the United States of Greenland. An attack on by America to another NATO nation, Denmark, which had fought by the side of Americans in many wars before. Denmark, who was once a close ally of the United States, is worried that Trump is going to invade it. Let's just take a look at some of these articles. This from the Daily Mail, but I could show you from a number of sources. Denmark announces $2.1 billion in Arctic military project in response to Donald Trump wanting to buy Greenland. They're putting it generously. Conquer Greenland is what Donald Trump said to them. The European Union is seeking to beef up its military presence in Greenland just 1 week after Donald Trump took office and threatened to seize the vast landmass. Yeah, seizing without consent is called conquering, not buying. It came after Denmark said on Monday it plans to spend $2.5 billion to boost its military presence in the Arctic. While the Scandinavian countries responsible for Greenland's security and defense, Copenhagen has limited military capabilities on its island territory. After his November election win, Trump re-upped his offer to purchase Greenland, which Denmark has repeatedly denied any interest in accepting. During a press conference in Mar-a-Lago last week before a second term, Trump did not rule out the possibility of using force to take the island territory. Now, General Robert Bergier of Austria, the top EU military official, has said the group should deploy troops to Greenland. In other words, the European Union needs to put troops in Greenland to help protect it against an American invasion. The European Union nations are thinking of bulking up its military presence in Greenland as a result of what the United States is threatening to do. Greenland holds military significance for Washington, D.C. There are currently 200 American troops stationed at the space base there, which is part of a missile early warning system. And it goes on to say, Bergier, the current chairman of the European Military Committee, CEUMC, wants the bloc to send troops to beef up the presence amid concerns that Trump will take swift action to gain control of the autonomous Danish region. Trump said this month that Greenland is vital to U.S. security and has demanded that Greenland give it up. Amid the threats, Denmark has now decided to up its defense spending. It is a drastic reversal after more than a decade where Denmark has cut defense spending it sends to Greenland. Last year, Denmark allocated $26 billion when converted to US dollars for its military spending. And now it wants to use more than $2 billion of that to be allocated to the Arctic. Defense Minister Troels Lund Poulsen said at a press conference that the latest deal includes funding for doubling the number of long-range surveillance drones to 4 total and 3 new Arctic Navy vessels. That's what they're saying there. Now, take a look how they're reporting in France on France 24 about Denmark launching this $2 billion Arctic security plan and seeking EU unity on Greenland against the United States invasion. Denmark on Monday announced a $2 billion security plan for the Arctic ahead of a visit by the country's prime minister to Berlin, Paris, and Brussels to shore up European unity on Greenland against the United States. The announcement came after U.S. President Donald Trump said Greenland was needed for the U.S. Quote, "We must face the fact that there are serious challenges regarding security and defense in the Arctic and North Atlantic," Denmark's Defense Minister Troels Lund Poulsen said in a statement. His announcement came ahead of a visit by the country's prime minister, Mette Frederiksen, to Berlin, Paris, and Brussels this week to shore up European unity. Greenland is already part of a power struggle in the Arctic as ice melts due to global warming. The battle for its natural resources is heating up. Enormous oil and gas deposits are believed to lie under its seas. Russia and China have already increased their Arctic mining activities and military presence, and the region may soon offer new shipping routes between the U.S. and Europe. Quote, "Europe is facing a serious situation with war on the continent and shifts in geopolitical reality. In moments like this, unity is crucial," Frederiksen said in a statement. She said that she would be meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, as well as with Mark Rutte, Secretary General of the NATO Transatlantic Defense Alliance. Quote, "Denmark is a small country with strong allies, and it is part of a strong European community where together we can meet the challenges we face." The announcement and visit came after Donald Trump earlier this month basically expressed that he wants to invade Greenland and conquer it by force. Quote, "We need Greenland for national security purposes," is what Trump said, not negotiating. EU's foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, on Monday said the European Union is not negotiating on Greenland, following Trump's claims. "We are not negotiating on Greenland. Of course, we're supporting our member state, Denmark, and its autonomous region, Greenland. But we shouldn't also go into speculation about what ifs because this is not the situation right now." Greenland and Denmark have both publicly said that the Arctic island is not for sale. The intent is very clear. They want it. The Danes are now in crisis mode, one European official told the Financial Times. And remember, that's what we reported on last week based on Donald Trump's call with Frederiksen. So that's where we're at right now. Let me share this with you as well, because a number of people from Denmark who watch the MeidasTouch network have commented. If you're from Denmark, I would love for you to, I want you to comment no matter where you're from, but those from Denmark in the comment below, tell me what's going on in your country right now. And also, if you have access to your politicians, tell them to show up on the MeidasTouch network. I would love to feature them here. Here's what people are telling us from Denmark. Denmark Meidas Mighty. "As a Dane, I propose we settle the matter in the ancient Viking tradition. Donald Old Bone Spurs Trump versus our Danish king, Frederick, former Danish Navy SEAL soldier and frequent marathon runner." Someone goes, 8 days, he pissed off 8 nation. Cheers from Denmark. This is the next person goes, "Greetings from Denmark. Nice to see that not all Americans agrees with Trump. What an egomaniac. He will never take over Greenland." There's at least 76, 77 million of us who don't agree with Donald Trump. Okay. We're horrified by what he's doing. We are with you. We can't believe he's doing this. "As a Dane," someone goes, "As a Dane, I find it absolutely horrifying hearing this kind of talk from the United States. We have been nothing but allies. I have friends that either died or got severely wounded in the Middle East supporting the U.S. and their wars. I'm disgusted. Greetings from Denmark. We are Vikings. We do not fear Trump, and we are sick and tired of his stupidity. Greenland alone decides their fate. We do not own it." Dane here. I know it sounded like he said F off to Trump, but it's actually a Danish term for "my heart goes out to you." Sarcasm. Sweden here. "So in this hour of crisis, when Ukraine is fighting the enemy of the West, we're going to have to divert our resources to help Denmark fight the U.S.? We will if we have to. Pretty sure most of Northern Europe and Scandinavia in particular is not going to stand idly by if Denmark gets attacked by the United States. I think all of Scandinavia should close U.S. embassies immediately for starters. This next person comments, as a Dane, I must say, I am deeply disappointed in the U.S. We have stood by the U.S. as a close ally in every major international conflict. We followed and supported them in the Gulf War, the war in Afghanistan, Iraq War, the fight against ISIS, the Kosovo War, and Libya intervention. We did this not out of love for war, but because the United States asked for our help. We bled for the USA. We fought for our ally. And now Trump sets his sights on a shiny new toy, threatening to take it by force if we do not hand it over willingly. This next person goes, as a Dane, we had really hoped for Kamala would have strengthened our U.S. friendship and union. Trump is the worst type of person to put in power. I agree. As a Dane, I feel furious about us being treated like crap after having been a loyal ally to America since 1945. Dane here, Mette Frederiksen is no pushover. Neither is the U.S. Tariffs will be met with tariffs from the entire European Union. As a Dane, I'm glad that we have a friend in the MeidasTouch. Denmark, Copenhagen here. Thank you for your videos. We are all very happy with your videos, and it gives us some comfort to hear that there are Americans and many others who share our concerns. We are shocked by Donald Trump's statements. Are we going to war with the USA now? In the EU, there is really good unity, and everyone is there for us. It helps a lot. Thank you for your support. And then somebody commented on one of these American politicians who have been repeating this line that a lot of the MAGA Republicans are saying. Our Republicans here in America are saying we're the dominant predator. So as the dominant predator, we must crush and conquer. That's what our MAGA Republican Party is saying. It is sickening to us here in America who want peace, who love Denmark, who love the EU, who love Canada, who love Mexico. We want our alliances, and we feel here in the United States that we're just trapped in this, as they call us in the North now in Canada, this meth lab in the South of chaos, idiocracy, autocracy, authoritarianism. So until they shut my mic off, I'm going to keep on reporting the truth here. So I would love for you to subscribe. I'd love for you to check out MeidasPlus.com. We have to keep on growing as quick as possible because these times are getting strange, to say it mildly. We need to grow this together. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all of our supporters in Denmark, and to those in Denmark. Let this be a recorded testimonial here by me that we stand with you and we support you. And a lot of Americans, tens of millions of us, do not support what Donald Trump is doing at all. And we will do anything we can to resist and to try to help you out. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.